but as you can see, Power Query automatically just replace the date that we had for these new years, right? So in this case, I have this step applied over here. Hi everyone, Rodrigo here once again for one more Power Query video, and today I'd like to share with you guys how can we play with dates on Power Query. How do we get some specific dates, current dates, month, year, day, week, day. So let's do it together. Guys, first of all, we have to get some data source. So I'm gonna work with sample data set as always. Always I do that with you guys because it will be easier for you to reproduce it at your home. So once you click it here, we have to click on transform data, okay? Then Power BI will allow us to go into Power Query. So as you can see now, I'm in Power Query editor. From here, I will move in a little bit right, and then I will be able to see this field called date. So as you can see here, I have date, okay? I'm gonna just remove this step here, guys, change the type, because I want to show you how can we play with date. So for example, in this case, I have this field, and the structure is basically, I would say Portuguese structure of date in this case, because I have day, month, and year, but sometimes we can play with North American style, so year, month, and day, or maybe year, day, and month. When we find out this kind of style, you can just go here and then click with the right button of your mouse, then chain type. Once you select chain type, you just have to go down until using locally. Will be like a location row for this, and then from this window you can just choose which data type you want to replace this field. In my case will be date, and then location, you just have to select which one you want to work. So in my case it's Portuguese Brazil, because this is the structure that we use in Brazil, so this is enough for me. But if you have another style like English, let me select some English here. Where is my English? For example, I have here French Canada, for example. I can go to English, and then I will see from Sweden. Let's see if we have here Canada. We have Canada here. We have United States also. So depending on the style that you are working, so here United States, okay, depending of the style that you are working, Power Query will be able to understand how to like translate your date to a reasonable one, the one that you can understand, okay? Depending on the structure that you have in the date, you just have to transform using this clue over here, okay? This clue that I gave you, right? So I'm gonna play with Portuguese Brazil, but this is not all that I want to show you today, guys, because we can play also just extracting some specific dates or specific parts of these dates if we want, okay? In my case, I'm gonna just transform this column into a column with some specific data from these dates. For example, if I click with the right button again, but instead go through change type, I selected transform, I can just transform this column into something that I want to. For example, let's say I want to work just with year, so I just have to go here, year. Once I click it, I will have just the year of this date, okay? But as you can see, Power Query automatically just replace the date that we had for these new years, right? So in this case, I have this step applied over here. So I can just remove it, and then I can click again just to show you some new things. For example, instead the year, just the year, I want to show the first date of that year, of those years. So if I am in 2013, I want to work with January 1st of 2013. If I'm 2014, the same, but for 2014. In this case, I just have to select it here, start of the year, and Power Query will automatically replace all the dates for each year to the first date of that year, all right? also we can work with that for the end of the year, which means December 31st. If you select it here, end of year will be the December 31st from that year that you are in the row level, right? So also you can play with quarter, we can play with month, with week, day, it's up to you. But also, guys, we can work for month, week, and no, not just month, week, but for month and day, we have a new option that is not about only dates. We can play also with the text, for example, name of month. If I click it here, instead the full date, now I have the name of the month. Because I choose to replace this date using Brazil as location, Power Query are translating and show me the name of the months in Portuguese, okay? But if you select it in another location, you will receive the translation for the location that you selected, because as you can see here, I have date as the field, so in English. Here I have, for example, month name field with the names of the months in English, but here, because I choose a specific location to transform the date, Power Query is now able to show me in Portuguese, okay? And also, guys, once I just change for name, for text in this case, I can go back to that transform, and then I'll be able to use lowercase, uppercase, capitalize it towards the, so I'll be able to work with text. For example, if I selected uppercase here, now I have all the name of the months in uppercase, okay? This is the same for week, for day, sorry. If we go to day, we will be able to use the name of day. So if you click it here, now you can see the day name, but again in Portuguese, because I choose location Portuguese when I transformed this date, okay? That's why. However, guys, sometimes you will looking for example, instead transform this, I wanna work with a new column that extracts something. For example, beginning of the year. How can we do it? Instead, click it here with the right button of your mouse and go to transform. You can go over here in the upper part of Power Query and then click on this section, add column. Once you click it here, you will be able to see this button. But for this button works, you have to select a date field before, okay? So select a date field, then go here, add column, then go date. And from this section, add column, once you select something here, for example, year, start of year, Power Query just create a new column with that extraction, okay? So in this case, I didn't transform this field, I create a new one. And then you can go again, and for example, I want to create another one with the end of year. So now I have start of year and end of year in the row level, as you can see over here. So now I have a range, right? I can go again and select, for example, just show me the month name. So I want to work with month name. No, I'm going to work with days in month, for example. So then I will be able to see from this date, which means this month, which means January, how many days I have in this month. So 31, in this case 30 because I'm in June. And then if you move on, you can see sometimes we have 28 because definitely is February, right? So depending of your selection, but look at now, I'm selecting some field that is not a date, actual date, so I'm not able to click in this button anymore. I have to click in a date field, then I'll be able to click it here and then create something, okay? The last thing that I want to show you guys is, for example, if you are looking for extract the current date, just to compare with this date to create some formulas, for example, we are able to create a new field, a new column with the current date, so which means today. How do we do it in Power Query? We just have to move on here in the add column section again, okay? Then we have to click on custom column. Then Power Query show us this window. From this window, we have, first of all, this is like a formula window, okay? So from this, you have to select the name. First of all, type the name of the column will be current date. Let me put it here, current date. And finally, from this point, do not remove the equal symbol, okay? From this point, just put it date, time. Then Power Query just will show us all the formulas that met of this condition, and we have to use date, time, local. Now let's see here, this one, date, time dot local now. Okay, if you put it at, then bracket, just open and close the brackets, then click on OK. And then Power Query just created this. Okay, now we are able to see the current date in the format date and date time. If you want to change, just go here and then choose just date. Okay, or you can go here and change using location as I showed you before. Right, now we have current date, we have end of year, start of year, the actual date that we are working, we are playing with, days in month, and we can just moving forward and work in the way that we wanted. Okay, so guys, that's how we work with date. We play with dates on Power Query. I hope you like it. If you like it, don't forget to thumbs up, please. Don't forget to check if you are a subscriber. If you're not, please consider subscribe. And if you have any questions, just leave it down in the comment below. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next video. Bye.